starts right now.
Masks will now be required in all Bexar County facilities. This after a new executive order by Judge Nelson Wolf and a health directive encouraging public schools to mask up as well.
The new rules are already coming into question at 2 schools in Boerne Independent School District. Those schools are within Bexar County.
However, as Jonathan Cotto reports, the district is not sure how it will proceed.
Up until now, Boerne Independent School District officials were moving forward with their back-to-school policy that made the use of a face mask totally optional. And that's pretty much the case for all of their schools with the exception of 2. Van Rob and Fair Oaks Ranch Elementary. They fall within Bexar County limits, putting how they will proceed into question. And it's the first day of school for Chris Thompson's kids. He says Bexar County is doing what they think is best, and he respects their efforts.
We comply with the rules of wherever we're going. So if the school says we're going to wear masks, we're going to wear a mask. If they say we're not, then I'm comfortable with it.
This email sent overnight to Van Rob and Fair Oak Ranch parents states the school district is aware of the temporary Bexar County Health Authority directive that mandates the wearing of face masks for all schools. It also states it will be reviewing that directive and consulting their attorneys. Fernando Campos, a parent to a first grader at Van Rob Elementary, says his son will be wearing a mask.
We would love if the mandate would go into effect here. I mean, it seems like last year proved that the protocols that they had in place were effective, and it just doesn't make sense to drop those now, given that we're experiencing another surge.
Some parents we spoke to say they are against a mask mandate. They chose not to appear on camera. However, it seems opinions on the matter vary.
But I think it's a great idea to wear masks, so I'll exercise my choice to have my family in a mask.
The school district says until they receive further clarification, their current policy will remain in place unchanged. Of course, that policy states the use of face masks are optional. Reporting Jonathan Cotto, KSAT 12 News.
And Boerne ISD isn't the only district with schools in more than one county. The Cibolo Church Universal City Independent School District has a few schools in Bexar County. That would mean the health directive would go into place at those schools. However, the district has decided it will not mandate masks. A message to parents saying that it plans to keep the same rules in place across all schools in the district. Part of the reason is because Church Cibolo Universal City's central administration building is in Guadalupe County, which is not subject to the health directive. According to the superintendent, the district believes it should follow the governor's executive order, which prohibits mask mandates.
And while the Bexar County mask mandate in school may have cleared up some of the concerns for parents and students, there are still many more questions going into the new school year.
The question I have isn't an easy one to answer. Asking the mental health professional what is being discussed right now on how to keep kids engaged if we do have to have another short lockdown, to where they're not missing out on a lot of things. What are the discussions?
Tonight, we are hosting our second KSAT Community Town Hall. Our panel made up of a pair of teachers, a doctor, and a mental health expert. They're going to answer questions like that one and many more. As the parent of a high schooler, I have my own questions as well. It all starts at 7 o'clock tonight. To watch us drill down on the issues, head over to KSAT.com or the KSAT TV app on your streaming device at 7.
And now to the latest on the coronavirus pandemic and the growing concern for unvaccinated children as many head back into the classroom.
All across the nation, that mask debate continues on. Some hospitals feeling the strain once again. ABC's Rena Roy has the latest.
As the Delta variant tears through the country, experts say it's more important than ever to protect unvaccinated children. Dr. Fauci on MSNBC joining the teachers union calling for a vaccine mandate for educators.
We've had 615,000 plus deaths, and we are in a major surge now as we're going into the fall, into the school season. This is very serious business.
Kentucky's governor implementing a statewide school mask mandate, but the attorney general is planning on challenging it. The Dallas school superintendent defying the governor's mask mandate ban, officially requiring them on Tuesday.
There are consequences for whatever actions you take, and I'd rather take that consequence than have the health of students and staff and families on my mind.
And in Florida, the governor threatening to withhold money from schools that require masks. The White House now looking into paying those teachers and administrators directly. This as some areas in the South report a lack of hospital beds. Hospitalizations in Alabama up 1,000% since last month.
You're just seeing this firestorm across the South that's basically picking off anyone who's unvaccinated.
In North Texas, the region is down to only 2 pediatric ICU beds.
These are not just for COVID. Car wrecks and anything else. If your child needs ICU and a ventilator in a 19-county area, we have 2.
Frontline workers overwhelmed.
This is a face of sadness and loneliness and helplessness, and our team is scared. There's no end in sight.
The CDC advisory panel plans on meeting Friday to discuss the possibility of booster shots for the immunocompromised. But the CDC also says at least 1 million people who got the Moderna or Pfizer vaccine have already gone to get a 3rd shot, even though the FDA has not yet approved them. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
The Texas House gavelled in on Wednesday without a quorum yet again. That happened today. This comes after the House Speaker signed civil arrest warrants for 52 House Democrats. Now, those Democrats fled to Washington in order to prevent a quorum, all to avoid a vote on a contentious voting bill. Any arrested Democrats wouldn't face criminal charges or fines, but they would be brought back to the House chamber. The civil arrest warrants were signed after the House voted overwhelmingly to authorize law enforcement to track down lawmakers who were absent from the chamber.
This noon, San Antonio police still looking for a man with active warrants totaling a $7 million bond. The 19-year-old has 7 active warrants. Police say he cut off his ankle monitor and has been on the run. He is 5 foot 10 inches tall, weighs 170 pounds, has brown eyes and black hair. He is wanted on 4 counts of deadly conduct with a firearm, 2 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, and 1 count of escape felony custody. If you can help police find him, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers at 210-224-STOP.
Yep, we are going to continue with this hot and humid weather pattern today. Heat index values will be from 100 to 105, but the tropics are also starting to heat up. The latest on Tropical Storm Fred, where it's heading, and when we can expect some rain in San Antonio.
Some schools started this week, and that means so has volleyball. Lara Ramirez has some highlights of the Reagan Rattlers in action last night. Coming up.
A unique educational opportunity right here in the Alamo City. College students get to learn the ins and outs of the beer and wine industries. Now that program is expanding how it's offering more hands-on learning options for students after the break.
The historic Halsell Center at Trinity University is reopening today after undergoing a major renovation. It originally opened on the university's campus back in 1968. The center was the 41st and last building that famed architect O'Neill Ford designed as part of Trinity's Centennial program. It is one of 26 buildings on campus that is part of Trinity's National Historic District.
It's going to become offices for faculty, teaching rooms, collaboration space so that interdisciplinary work can occur.
The building was also the original home to the university's first computer. It was an IBM 360 Model 44. It was one of the first large computers owned by a university in the state of Texas.
Interesting. Meantime, the growth of Texas wine and craft beer industries have created a demand for skilled workers, and that's why Palo Alto College started offering a winemaking degree last year. Today, the college broke ground on its vineyard and its hops yard. Sarah Costa spoke with the college president about what this addition is going to mean for their students.
1, 2, 3. Alto College broke ground this morning on its future vineyard and hops yard next to its community garden as part of its horticulture program. The college's viticulture and enology 60-credit-hour program gives students the opportunity to join the wine and craft beer industry in Texas.
Tell you what I've heard from our brewery partners is that they can't find skilled workers, so they have to teach, and it's not only about making beer, but there's also a business process to it as well.
The program started last year, focusing on the business side of wine and beer making along with the scientific process behind it. Once the vineyard and hops yard is complete, it will offer the hands-on aspect of the business.
And I think that it's really good to have an opportunity to learn from experts who have been doing this for a while to make sure that you have that foundation.
This past year, there's been about 30 students in the program, and the college says they hope to grow that number in the future. As for this vineyard and hops garden, the college says they hope it's completed in the next 6 months. I'm Sarah Costa, KSAT 12 News.
So if you're going to be in the program, you want to start from the ground up.
Oh, that's a good pun.
I also like that David said, what do? Do they check their IDs before they have to sign up?
I think you can grow hops. You just can't.
I know you can. Yeah, we were
buy it.
We're just joshing, having a little fun. Got to do something to keep us cool because it's toasty outside right now. Now, the aquifer is actually down a little bit more than half a foot over the last 24 hours, but still doing well above that monthly average. Molds are down too. Molds are now moderate at 750, so some improvement there from yesterday. All right, taking a look outside with current conditions. It's hot. It's 88 degrees, but that 88 feels like 94. And this afternoon, we're going to have heat indices anywhere from 100 to 105 degrees. So CPS Energy has issued a CPS Energy Peak Energy Demand Day, which means to help put a little less stress on our grid, lower your energy use from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. That's what's suggested. And you know what? In fact, it's always a good idea to try to lower energy use during the peak heating hours of the day. It's going to be a hot week, but an update on the tropics coming up after the break.
All right, hot, humid, summer, August.
Yep.
We're here. We've been waiting all summer. We're now in the thick of it.
You know, you bring up a good point, Ursula. This is the hottest time of the year for us. After this time of year, we usually see our average high temperatures going down, but we're in the thick of it. The good news is we have yet to hit 100 degrees, even though it sure has felt like that outside with the high humidity. And at this time of year, the tropics usually heat up. So let's go ahead and take a look at Tropical Storm Fred, which is currently working its way across the southern coast of the Dominican Republic with sustained winds of 45 miles per hour and wind gusts of up to 60 miles per hour. Now, Tropical Storm Fred is expected to move across Haiti and move near Cuba as a tropical storm from Friday into Saturday. And then as it enters the eastern Gulf, it could potentially impact southern Florida by Saturday morning and parts of western Florida through the weekend. However, if it does manage to stay out in the Gulf a little bit, it could strengthen even more. It's right now at this point by Monday, it's expected to have sustained winds of 65 miles per hour as it impacts the eastern Gulf Coast area. Now, in order to become a hurricane, it has to get up to 74 miles per hour. Right now, that's not forecast, but we'll continue to keep you interested, especially for those who have interests across Florida and the Gulf Coast states. Now, again, there's Tropical Storm Fred across parts of the Dominican Republic, but in its wake, there's another area that the National Hurricane Center is monitoring for development because it does look like there's about a 40% chance that this could become a organized tropical system in the next 5 days. It is, again, starting to ramp up, at least the Atlantic's hurricane season is. So we'll keep you informed. It lasts until the end of November. Outside right now, 88 degrees, partly cloudy, and winds are from the south at about 10 miles per hour. Yeah, we've already got a heat index value. It already feels like it's in the mid-90s out there. And these morning clouds have now given way to completely sunny or mostly sunny skies. Still some puffy cumulus, though, out near Gonzales and Hallettsville. Meanwhile, cirrus clouds now for the areas out west that we're dealing with overcast skies, and temperatures are close to 90 degrees. It's 90 in New Braunfels, 91 in Pleasant. Pleasanton, 92 in Cotulla, but you add on the fact that it's humid out there, it already feels like it's 100 degrees in New Braunfels. Now, we were talking about this earlier. It's great to have that breeze. Winds are gusting from the south at about 20 miles per hour. It could be a lot worse if we didn't have that breeze. And I myself do not have air conditioning in my car right now, so I'm grateful for the breeze out there. Breezy for the rest of the day, 96 degrees for the high, 100 to 105, that's what it's going to feel like, and then the sun will set close to 820. Now, in the weather pattern, we do have a ridge of high pressure in place. It's relatively weak. That's why we're not seeing extremely high temperatures, but it is strong enough to keep out widespread rain, and that's what it's going to do over the next couple of days. Now, notice I mentioned widespread rain. There is the possibility for some coastal showers tomorrow. 1 or 2 could drift up to the I-35 corridor, so that's why there's only a 10% chance for rain tomorrow. Honestly, through Saturday, that's going to be the case through Saturday, and then as that high dissipates and moves further to the west, our atmosphere is going to open up to the possibility for a 30% chance for isolated to scattered showers and storms Sunday and Monday, and even isolated rain is possible on Tuesday as well. Now, something coming up tonight is the peak of the Perseid meteor shower. So coming up in the next half hour, I'm going to talk about some tips on viewing the Perseid meteor shower if you'd like to. David and Ursula.
That's something nice to do on a hot summer night.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All the young Spurs trying to get in some playing time, get some experience. Last thing you need during these summer games is an injury.
And that is definitely the last thing that you need. And Devin Vassell, as you know, coming off back-to-back pretty solid games in the summer league. But last night he was struggling. Come to find out, he had a tight hamstring. Coming up, Coach will talk about that issue. And in BGC, we will check in with the Somerset Bulldogs. Coming up. Bulls beat the Spurs 92-89 in Las Vegas Summer League play last night. Spurs second-year guard Devin Vassell played 7.5 minutes before he was pulled from the game with hamstring tightness. He just didn't look strong last night, scoring 2 points on 1 for 6 shooting. Now, rookie guard Joshua Primo didn't play either, and the reason given was coach's decision. Not exactly sure why Primo sat out, but he did miss the Spurs summer opener in Salt Lake City with left calf tightness. Not sure if that's a remaining issue or not. Anyway, Coach Johnson doesn't appear worried about either guy.
I think they're both minor. I don't know the specifics. I know Devin's was something he kind of felt yesterday, actually, I think early in the game. So it wasn't something that prohibited him from playing yesterday. And I think probably just on the back-to-back and over time, just I don't think there's anything big. I just think he kind of felt it, I guess, is the best way I would put it. I don't want to put words in his mouth, but I think they're both minor, and Primo's is just kind of a precaution.
Spurs second-year guard Trey Jones led the Silver and Black with 23 points last night. He made 9 of 19 shots overall and is trying as much as possible to get into the paint and score.
That's something I've been working on since I got to San Antonio. I'm trying to work on my finishing package, make sure that I can put pressure on the defense at the rim. Hopefully that helps, collapse the defense so then it opens up guys so I can kick it. But so that's just something I've been working on.
Spurs will meet the Hornets in Vegas tomorrow afternoon, 2 p.m. local time. Our big game coverage preview takes us to Somerset High School, home to the Bulldogs. Coy Detmer takes over as head coach from his late father, Sonny Detmer. He welcomes back 12 starters, 7 on offense, 5 on defense, off a team that finished 2-7 last year and 1-3 in District 14 4A D1. Coy's son Cole returns as quarterback after throwing for more than 1,300 yards and 13 touchdowns last season.
Really excited coming back here to Somerset. Had some great years before, and excited for this group coming up. And of course, it's Cole's senior year in that group. And I was elementary PE teacher here before, and so coached those kids when they were younger.
To me, it's no different, regardless of who the coach is. Out here, he's my coach. He's not my dad out here. Really, it's just no different.
Somerset will kick off their season Friday, August the 27th at home against Brackenridge at 7:30 p.m. High school volleyball from last night, defending Class 6A regional champs Reagan opening up against O'Connor at Littleton. Rattlers up 2-0, but the Panthers keeping it close. Mackenzie Moore drills one down the middle to pull OC within 2. Reagan responds. Katie Hill rips one right through the D. Rattlers win the set 25-17 and the match 3-0. Same venue earlier in the evening. Johnson taking on Harlan. First set is a close one. Hannah Spencer sets the tone at the net with a spike off the dig and out. Jaguars up by 5, but the Hawks stay within striking distance. Mariah Thomas gets the one-handed dump shot to fall. Harlan drops the set, but come from behind to win the match 3-2. Now we also have highlights from Clark, Jefferson, and St. Mary's Hall on our website at ksat.com.
That's how you know school started.
Absolutely.
Volleyball's here.
I love it.
So there you go.
Thanks, Larry. Another sign that the economy's bouncing back after taking a hit during the initial pandemic. The rate of inflation rising more slowly. What that means for shoppers coming up in our next half hour.
And hackers have just scored what could be the biggest theft in the cryptocurrency industry. How much money they were able to get? Coming up after the break.
President Biden standing by his decision to withdraw U.S. troops from Afghanistan after almost 20 years as the Taliban retakes that country.
As ABC's Julie McFarland reports, the militants have seized an estimated 65% of the territory.
Overnight, the Taliban gaining ground in Afghanistan, just weeks away from the final pullout of U.S. forces. The militants advancing at bewildering speed, sweeping aside government defense forces to take 2/3 of the country. More than half a dozen provincial capitals have fallen in just the last few days. The Taliban reported to be fighting with al-Qaeda and other terrorist groups. The Biden administration insisting that government forces have the training and numbers to push the militants back. But all evidence on the ground shows the opposite. Reports of army soldiers abandoning towns as terrified civilians flee the fighting. This astonishing map shows the speed at which the Taliban have invaded regions across the country, starting from mid-April when President Biden announced plans to bring troops home. According to one estimate, the Taliban now controlling 65% of the country. Overnight, Biden standing by his decision.
Afghan leaders have to come together. We lost death and injury, thousands of American personnel.
The Afghan president flying to the north, an emergency trip to try to persuade tribal militias to rally in support of his government. U.S. aerial bombardment is helping, but it's far from enough. There's growing concern for the Afghans trapped in the middle of this fighting. The United Nations says more than 1,000 civilians have been killed in the past month. Julia McFarlane, ABC News, London.
A cryptocurrency website says it was hit by hackers who stole hundreds of millions of dollars. The decentralized finance platform Poly Network says $600 million was stolen from them. Poly Network says a vulnerability in its system allowed hackers to take the money. The company asked the crooks to return the money. So far, they've returned about $5 million. It's not clear who is behind the attack or why they're returning the $5 million.
U.S. shoppers are still seeing prices rise. However, they're rising at a bit slower pace. The Bureau of Labor Statistics releasing the latest consumer price inflation data today. Consumer prices rose 5.4% from a year earlier. Even if you take out the costs of more volatile items like food and energy, prices were still up more than 4%. Used car and truck prices, which rose rapidly between April and June, gained just 2% in July. That's after it climbed more than 10% in the prior month.
Early this morning, the Senate passing a blueprint for President Biden's $3.5 trillion budget plan to expand the social safety net.
But while the framework for that bill passed with all Democrats voting in favor, the details of what will be in the bill and its price tag is still very much in doubt. ABC's Alex Boucher has the latest from Washington.
The Senate, fresh off of passing a $1.1 trillion infrastructure deal in a rare act of bipartisanship.
The bill as amended is passed.
Democrats in that chamber now moving ahead with President Biden's two-track infrastructure agenda.
The yeas are 50.
After 14 hours of debate, they also passed a $3.5 trillion human infrastructure bill just before dawn, with only Democrats voting in favor. The framework includes a massive amount of spending on several Democratic priorities: universal pre-K, free community college, and funding to combat climate change. Democrats say it would be fully paid for by increasing taxes on the wealthy and corporations.
The Democratic budget will bring a generational transformation to how our economy works for average Americans.
Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell blasting the amount of spending.
Make no mistake, this reckless taxing and spending spree is nothing like we've seen. Nothing.
Republicans fear the spending could further increase inflation, which a new report finds is already up 5.4% in the last year. This human infrastructure plan is part of a budget resolution. Senate Democrats looking to pass it through the reconciliation process, meaning they don't need any Republican votes so long as they remain united. The reality is that Democrats hold a razor-thin majority in the Senate, and moderate Democrat Senator Joe Manchin is already balking at the price tag. Senate committees will now begin crafting legislation to match the passed budget, a process that could take several weeks before it heads to the House. The House plans to end its recess early and return on August 23rd to vote on this $3.5 trillion budget reconciliation framework that passed this morning.
Crews slowly making progress as they try to contain California's largest single wildfire in recorded history. The Dixie Fire in the northern Sierra Nevada is now 25% contained. However, fire crews are worried hot, dry weather could return in the next few days, and that could make the forest more combustible. The blaze has destroyed nearly 900 homes and other buildings and gutted the small town of Greenville. It's not clear how much damage the flames have caused since teams can't reach any areas to assess the damage yet. About 100 fires are burning in 15 western states.
Looking outside with live cam, beautiful looking skies out there. It's just fine if you have air conditioning in your car. If you don't, not so great. You might want to wait till the sun goes down before you.
Poor Sarah.
Thanks for rubbing it in.
You can ride in my car anytime for free.
Thanks, girl. All right, well, let's take a look outside with live cam. Yeah, we have got a very hot and toasty day in our pockets right now. It's 88 degrees, partly cloudy skies. You can see those cumulus there. Already got a heat index. It feels like 94 degrees. It feels 6 degrees above what the thermometer actually reads out there. There is a breeze from the south at 10 miles per hour. For the rest of the day today, heat index of 100 to 105 as we head into the peak heating hours of the day. We'll see the sunset around 8:20 and it'll be mild this evening and mostly clear. That's the key there because tonight the Perseid meteor shower is going to peak. It peaks tonight through early tomorrow morning. The best time to look late after midnight. You're going to want to look northeast. And if you happen to be in the perfect spot, you could see up to a meteor per minute. But what do I mean by perfect spot? Probably outside of the city lights, just because of that light pollution from the city lights. So again, Perseid meteor shower peaks tonight. It's going to be mostly clear and pretty mild outside if you want to enjoy that and stargaze for a while. I've been looking at the forecast. It's hot and humid pretty much for the rest of the week, but we do have a hope for some rainfall on the horizon. I'll have a look ahead coming up in a bit. David, Ursula.
Thank you, Sarah. Former UT quarterback Sam Eldinger is in a battle to be a starter in the NFL. Larry Ramirez with an update on his progress coming up in sports.
For the first time in 20 years, an insect-eating plant has been identified on North America's Pacific coast. But how researchers determined the plant was carnivorous is a bit more complicated. We will explain after the break.
Hello everyone, this is your Daily Tech and Business Briefing from Cheddar News. AT&T currently in talks to sell Warner Media's celebrity gossip site TMZ to Fox. Several outlets reporting the potential sale as AT&T continues to sell off their entertainment assets, that to focus on connectivity. This comes as AT&T subsidiary Warner Media set to combine with Discovery, that to create a standalone global entertainment company. That's in an all-stock deal worth about $43 billion. Meanwhile, Citigroup becomes the latest company to require their employees to be vaccinated before they return to the office. The bank bank joins Morgan Stanley as a national bank requiring employees to be vaccinated to return, while JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs have only recommended their employees get the vaccine. Citigroup expecting employees to work at least 2 days a week in corporate offices in major cities starting September the 13th. And Hudson Bay is partnering with WeWork to convert parts of their department stores into co-working spaces. The strategy marries the popularity of remote work with the struggles of brick and mortar retail. That is, the companies look to profit off of remote work. Now, as part of the partnership, WeWork will run and staff the co-working spaces in Hudson Bay's buildings. And that's your Cheddar News Business and Tech Update. I'm Baker Machado, coming to you from Cheddar Studios in Lower Manhattan.
A plant that eats insects. It's not uncommon. However, for the first time in 20 years, a new one was found on the Pacific coast. The carnivorous plant is called the Triantha occidentalis. It traps insects using the sticky hairs on its flowering stem. Scientists used fruit flies to determine that the plant was carnivorous. They fed the flies nitrogen and then tracked whether or not the plants absorbed the nitrogen. The plant grows in boggy but bright areas on the Pacific coast of North America, from California all the way up to Alaska. Scientists say they've seen the plant before. However, they did not know it got its nutrients from living prey.
It's like a Venus flytrap, but it's pretty. Interesting. NASA says returning astronauts to the moon by the year 2024 is likely not going to happen because of some spacesuit development delays. NASA's Inspector General says they won't be ready until April 2025 at the earliest. NASA has spent more than $1 billion on these new spacesuits for the Artemis program. It blames the delays on funding issues, COVID-19, and technical changes. There are 27 different companies supplying components for these suits. SpaceX's Elon Musk responding to the report saying SpaceX could do it if need be. Of course it could.
I'll be honest, I'm a little depressed about that delay in this moon landing. I was looking forward to it.
Well, you're going to have to wait one more year.
Okay, I'll be patient. Outside, you can see it is nice and sunny out there. Just a few puffy clouds, that's about it. The aquifer is down more than half a foot over the past 24 hours. But as you can see, it's still healthily above that average for the month, and we're nowhere near that critical number of 660 feet, which is the 10-day average. If we were near that, we'd have to go into stage 1 water restrictions, but we are 6.5 feet above that 10-day average, so that's some good news there. Pollen count shows that molds are moderate. Now that might be alarming, but it is down from yesterday, so that's some good news. It's already hot outside. It's going to get even hotter. The peak heating of the day is between 2 p.m. and 7 p.m., and so CPS Energy has issued a CPS Energy Peak Energy Demand Day. Try to reduce your use to help save our grid a little bit of that extra energy for the rest of the hot week ahead. I've got a look ahead, and we'll talk about our rain chances here in San Antonio, as well as Tropical Storm Fred coming up.
It's kind of exciting, actually. Temperatures in the mid-90s. We're not getting blown out by all the heat. Got a breeze blowing.
Yeah, well, the heat index, though, is what worries me.
Yeah, and you're right, Ursula and David, both of you are right. We have yet to hit 100 degrees, and the heat index has been well over 100 the last couple of days. Now, folks have been asking me, Sarah, is it common for us to not hit 100 degrees in the summer? Well, no, it's not common, but it might not be as rare as you think. In fact, the last time we did not hit 100 degrees during the summer months was in 2007, so 14 years ago. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the tropics. It is Atlantic hurricane season, and we're starting to see it ramp up. Tropical Storm Fred is just on the southern coast of the Dominican Republic. Now, as it moves over Hispaniola, as it moves into Haiti, it's going to fall apart a little bit before it re-strengthens near Cuba Friday. And Saturday, it'll enter into the Gulf of Mexico, rather, potentially impacting southern Florida. And then from Saturday through Monday, impacting potentially Florida, the eastern Gulf, and parts of the Gulf Coast states through Monday. Now, it is expected to strengthen in wind speed. Right now, the wind speeds are about 40 miles per hour. By the time it's in the Gulf, it could be anywhere from 60 to 65 miles per hour. It's not going to impact our weather here in San Antonio in a direct way, but we'll be keeping an eye on it. I know it's the summer months, so some people are still on vacation, and we'll keep you updated on where Fred is heading. Something to note, though, is that it makes sense that we're starting to see a little bit more activity right now in the Atlantic, because we're starting to see the peak of the Atlantic hurricane season ramp up. The actual peak is September 10th, and here we are starting to see it ramp up typically. So it makes sense for us. It lasts until November 30th. Something else to put in perspective, that this summer has been cool-ish. It's definitely still been hot, but cool-ish. Anywhere you see a yellow or a blue square here, that's a calendar day where the average temperature has been at or below average. We've really only had 4 days where temperatures have been above the average temperature. And even in the last couple of days, it's only been above by about a degree or two. And so the reason for that, of course, is all of the rain we've seen. Now, it's a bit of a double-edged sword, because the rain has also made it more humid, which is why we're seeing in some instances an even higher heat index, although that would have happened anyway in the summer months, because dew points are higher anyway this summer. So we have got a heat index of 103 right now in New Braunfels, 103 in Gonzales, 100 in New Braunfels, and 101 in Pleasanton. It feels like 94 here in San Antonio. And for the rest of the day, into the afternoon, we're going to have highs in the mid to upper 90s with the heat index of 100 to 105. Sun will set at 8:17, and it'll be a mild and clear evening if you choose to view those Perseid meteor shower, the Perseid meteor shower. In the weather pattern, a shallow ridge of high pressure is overhead. That's going to keep out major high chances for rain for the remainder of the week, although there is going to be a few coastal showers. One or two of those have an off chance of making it to the I-35 corridor, but really our better chance for rain is going to be Sunday and Monday, when we could see some outflow boundaries spark off some showers and storms. So looking at rain chances, again, just a few coastal showers through Saturday, 30% on Sunday, 30% on Monday, and tomorrow for your Thursday, pretty much a copy and paste forecast from today, starting off in the morning with some clouds, and then we'll see partly cloudy skies in the afternoon, a little bit more cloud cover than's out there right now. South winds at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Yeah, typical August forecast for us. Highs in the mid 90s, heat indices over 100 degrees. More news for you after the break.
Pro football coverage, powered by Davis Law Firm.
This is great video from Dallas Cowboys training camp in Oxnard. QB1 Dak Prescott throwing passes to wide receiver 1 Amari Cooper. The boys announced yesterday Cooper was removed from the physically unable to perform list. Their $100 million wide receiver hasn't been able to participate in the offseason since having surgery on his right ankle in January. Now he's good to go after passing his physical. The Cowboys have one practice left in Oxnard today before their preseason game against Arizona Friday night at 9, and then they return home to Texas. And the Houston Texans kick off their preseason Saturday night at Green Bay, but quarterback Deshaun Watson is not expected to travel with the team for the game. That's according to general manager Nick Caserio, despite the fact Watson returned to practice on Monday after being absent for unknown reasons for the previous 5 days. Watson is facing an NFL investigation and 22 civil lawsuits accusing him of sexual assault and misconduct during massages. Texans head coach David Culley was pressed by the media. Will Deshaun play?
Well, he's unlikely to play in the game for sure. So we'll make a decision later on in the week as to what's going to happen with that.
Is that based off of injury or?
Well, it's based off the fact that, you know, the limited reps that he's had in practice and that kind of thing.
Do you expect him to play at all this preseason?
No comment.
QB Tyrod Taylor is listed first on the Texans' unofficial depth chart. The Packers host the Texans Saturday night at 7. With Carson Wentz out following foot surgery, Colts rookie QB and 6th-round draft pick Sam Ehlinger is dueling with second-year QB Jacob Eason while Wentz is on the mend. Eason figures to have the inside track, but Sam is pushing him. The Texas great feels he has what it takes to start in the NFL.
The position of quarterback takes a lot of different things, and having a good arm is certainly one of them, but it's one of many variables that go into the equation of good quarterback play. And so I'm certainly not selling my arm short by any means, but I do know that there's a lot of variables that go into it, and I try to improve every single one every single day, and that's what my approach.
Wentz is trending to start week 1 against the Seattle Seahawks. Apparently, he's a quick healer. UTSA Roadrunners continue fall practice as they prep for their season opener. The goal this year is to be better than last season that saw UTSA win 7 games and become bowl eligible for only the second time in school history. Several players have received a lot of preseason love, and Coach Traylor believes the NFL is in the future for a few of his guys.
I think we've got a few guys on some radars, to be honest with you, and they're in here to watch a few certain people, but while they're here, they're nosing other guys. And it was no different when I was a high school coach. When the college guys were there recruiting one kid, they found 6 other ones while they were there. Well, it's no different here. It's just a different level, but it's still the same. So when the scouts are here, they notice other players. So other guys are getting evaluated, and that's good for all of us.
Roadrunners season opener will be at Illinois Saturday, September the 4th, 6:30 p.m.
That new facility ought to help a lot, too.
Ooh, that new facility is something else, I'll tell you.
Nice. All right, Larry, thanks.
All right, SA Live was back to school yesterday. Now they're back to the studio. Hi, Mike.
How are you? How are you?
Yes. And it is a Wild Wednesday, and we're going to tell, yes, agreed. It is a Wild Wednesday, and we're going to tell you you can get hands-on with some critters.
Yes, Robert Trejo from Zoomagination is here, and the mystery box. Give us a hint.
This animal is from South America.
Okay.
He's very furry, sharp teeth, has a prehensile tail.
Okay.
Looks like it's part of the lemur family, but they're related to the raccoon.
Interesting. And some other creepy crawlies. If you don't like certain things, he's got them today. Yeah, lovely.
And Andre Ayala from Barbell Sweets is here. And what sets your sweets apart?
So healthy sweets, simple ingredients, no sugar added. They keep the parents happy, kids happy. Barbell Sweets has all the secrets.
So this is good for kids for snacking after school, right?
Absolutely. Protein packed. Nutritional value is definitely there, and it's not just loaded with sugar, like I said.
Perfect. I can't wait to try it.
And from teacher gifts to personalized pet paintings and more, Jen Tobias-Strusky is out live.
Yes, Pinspiration all about the crafty projects, but they are teaming up with the Animal Defense League. You can come have fun, paint your pet, and you're giving back to them. And we have a furry friend who really needs a forever home. We'll tell you how long Jenga has been waiting and how you can help make this happen today. That and so much more here at Pinspiration. Back to you guys.
And school's getting ready to start, so we got spirit. How about
you? Show us your school spirit photos at SA Live KSAT on Facebook and Twitter, and we hope to make you famous during the show.
Who's that?